Nuestro nuevo tema son los verbos reflexivos. Do you remember the word nuevo? Yes, it means new. The word tema means topic. Nuestro nuevo tema es los verbos reflexivos. Primero, vamos a recordar los 3 grupos de verbos que existen en español de acuerdo a la terminación. First, let's review the 3 groups of verbs that exist in Spanish according to the ending. El grupo de verbos AR, el grupo de verbos ER y el grupo de verbos IR. Also, remember that the verbs have 2 parts, the stem and the ending. So the stem of the verb estudiar is marked here, ESTUDI, and the ending is AR. Comer, stem and ending. Escribir, stem and ending. The ending of the verbs determines the set of endings to be used when conjugated a verb. For example, for the verb estudiar, the yo form is yo estudio, according to this chart. And the tú form is tú estudias. This is the ending that I need when conjugating AR verbs. Here are the endings for ER verbs, and here are the endings for IR verbs. So, reflexive verbs also have the stem and the ending. But in addition, these verbs have se attached at the end. And this is how you will be able to identify a reflexive verb. The se added at the end of the verb is called a reflexive pronoun. Ejemplos: llamarse, ponerse, vestirse. What is a reflexive verb? It is an action that you do by yourself for yourself. For example, in the picture here on the left, there is a lady helping an elderly person putting his shoes on. Entonces, en español, we say poner los zapatos, meaning that someone is performing an action for somebody else. However, in this picture, on the right, the child is putting her shoes on her own. So, entonces, en español we say ponerse los zapatos, meaning that one performs an action for oneself and by oneself. Now, in order to work with reflexive verbs, it is necessary to know the reflexive pronouns. In a verb that is not conjugated, like ponerse, in other words, an infinitive verb or a verb that is not related to a subject yet, you see the reflexive pronoun se attached at the end of the verb. Ponerse. However, when conjugating the verb, meaning to relate the verb to a subject, this pronoun changes. If I'm performing an action by myself and for myself, then I use the pronoun me. If I'm talking about you performing a reflexive action, meaning that you are doing it by yourself and for yourself, I need to use te. Repetir, por favor. Me, te. Now, remember that in Espanol, there are 2 forms of you in the singular form. We have the tu form and the usted form. So if I'm talking to you in a formal context, I need to use, for the usted form, by yourself, I need to use se. By himself, by herself, by oneself also uses se. For the nosotros form, by ourselves, we use nos. When referring to doing something by yourselves as a group, in Spain, they use os. In other Spanish-speaking countries, by yourself is se. And when ellos or ellas are doing something by themselves, for themselves, se is used as well. Vamos a repetir, por favor. Me, te, se, nos, os, se. Now we're going to take a pause, finish writing our notes, and memorize this set of pronouns.